What is up, beautiful people, and welcome back to another Unapologetically Mercy video. Today in this video, we will be talking about Pluto going retrograde in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. So if you're interested and you want to learn more about this transit, stay tuned and let's get right into this video. Going retrograde from April 27th through October 6th. So for the next 5 months, Pluto will be retrograding in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Pluto is the ruler of the zodiac sign Scorpio, and Pluto represents death and rebirth. It's a very transformational type of planet. And Capricorn is ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn is about rules, restrictions, government, limitations, responsibilities, things of that nature. So during this time frame, there will be death and rebirth towards rules, restrictions, limitations, and depending on where Capricorn in your chart will definitely determine what area of your life you will be experiencing the death and the rebirth. Retrogrades are basically a time when we need to revisit, regroup, regather, reevaluate, replan, rethink, rehash out. During the next 5 months, we will be replanning our rules. We will replan our boundaries. We will replan or rethink things that will help us bring more stability. This will be a time for us to review all the lessons and things that we have learned for the last few months, and then we're going to be revisiting, reevaluating those different areas of our lives so that we can create more balance, more stability, more balance towards our highest good. So be mindful that during this time try not to stubbornly cling on to the past. So like I mentioned earlier, with Pluto being the planet that rules transformation, death, and rebirth, there is going to be a lot of changes that you will be experiencing in whatever house that you have Capricorn in. So let's say you have Capricorn in your 3rd house, which is the house of communication. However you've been doing communication will probably change. So try not to hold on to how you would communicate with your friends, your family, or your coworkers. This will be that time where you have those new ideas to figure out, how do I go about it? What boundaries do I need to put into place so that I can feel more balanced, more grounded, helping me for my mental well-being. Try not to cling so much to the past, because it is just going to continue to keep you in that energy that you are trying to get out of. We are trying to prosper. We are trying to get out of that unfulfilled, mentally exhausted mindset. We're trying to move more into that that fulfillment, satisfactory happiness, mental clarity, and oneness type of mindset. I don't know if you guys know the saying, when one door closes, another door opens. This is basically kind of like, this is kind of an example of that phrase. So there's a door closing on how you used to do things in a certain area of your life in your chart, and new things are beginning. This is also going to be a time where we are going to be encouraged to look into our deepest emotions and ask ourselves questions. Asking ourselves, what makes us feel this way? Let's say, for example, your mind has been thinking about your career status. Maybe you've been feeling like the job that you're in is just no longer serving you. Maybe a month ago you were okay with it, but now the way that you have been transforming, you're just like, this is no longer serving me for my highest good. What can I do to get about it? Should I quit? Should I look for another job and wait till I get another job before I quit? Should I put in my 2-week resignation? Should I just leave? These different thoughts may be coming through your head. So this will be the perfect time for you to for you to ask yourself, what are the pros and the cons of me working here or me going to a different situation? Why do I feel this way? Or what has changed for me that this job is no longer serving me? What has changed within myself where this job I feel, what has changed within myself that has made me believe that this job is no longer for me and I'm no longer getting value out of this? Just ask yourself different questions. Or for another example, if it comes to relationships, maybe you've been feeling like you've been single for forever and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't deserve love. I'm never gonna have that husband and my kids and build a life together with them. Maybe this will be a time for you to ask yourself those questions of, why do you feel that you don't deserve love? Why do you feel that you can't find a husband? Why do you feel that you attract the people that aren't serving you? This will be the time for you to ask those deep questions. Now, you asking these questions is not for you to beat yourself up. These questions are to help you become more aware of your emotional mindset. So you're just becoming more aware of who you are at this time frame. Because as we continue to go through life, as we continue to go through experiences and we change, our mindset is going to change. The way that we do things is going to change. How we perceive things is going to change. So this is just another time where that happens. Another thing to keep in mind, since this will be a very transformational time, you will probably experience a lot of anxiety and discomfort, which is normal to experience when you're being when you're being pushed out of your comfort zone and you are being forced to learn something. Yeah, just keep in mind that you'll probably be feeling these feelings. These feelings aren't coming out of nowhere. These feelings are associated with the changes and the transformation that you're going through. So if you are very if your energy is very sensitive, on top of the full moon that we just had in Pluto, this will also be a time to incorporate some grounding self-care routine things. Start that routine or get back into the habit of doing that routine. Another thing that you need to know about this retrograde period in Pluto is that it's going to be important to focus on the elements that bring us frustration and also reflect on the past action that has brought us dissatisfaction. So this kind of ties into the point I made a little bit earlier. But so in order for us to better ourselves, we first have to become aware and accept where we are and the things that we have done or haven't done that have gotten us to where we are today. Once we have identified those things and have accepted those things, the next thing is to come up with a plan or to write down some different things that we want to try to implement to see if it can bring better, satisfaction or less frustration to our lives. So during this time, any thoughts that bring you frustration, if it's towards your job, if it's towards where you're living, situation, your finances, and it brings you frustration, what is something that you can do in your control to help better that situation? Remember, retrogrades are a time to revisit, replan, rethink, and reevaluate what we had done so far and how that has helped us and how it has not helped us. So we have to figure out what is helping us and what is not helping us, and continue to keep the things that are helping us and get rid of the things that aren't helping us, and then implement newer things that can help us, that can help us. So Pluto's retrograde being in Capricorn, we will be dealing with matters that involve karma, structure, and stability. So whether the stability of your job status or like your career status, this will definitely be that time where you're figuring out, does this job serve me? Does this organization that I'm a part of, does that serve me? Or the partnerships that I am involved in, does that serve me anymore? If it doesn't, what have I learned from this and what value can I take from this, and how can I apply that to something new? Or how do I go about figuring out what's the next step or the new thing that I should replace this job, organization, or partnership with? How will Pluto's retrograde in Capricorn impact you? Check where Capricorn is in your chart. That will be where you will be impacted the most during the next 5 months. Also check where Pluto is in your chart. your sun, moon, rising, Venus, Mercury, or Mars, since this is the planet that is in retrograde. And also check the planets where Pluto is in, that also might be impacted during this time. Okay, well, you guys, that's all I have for you today on Pluto retrograde and Capricorn. So if you have made it to the end of this video, leave a Capricorn emoji or share down below what area of your life are you transforming. What area of your life are you experiencing a death and a rebirth? Share that in the comments down below, okay? So yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody for your likes, your comments, your shares, and subscribes on Unapologetically Mercy. Thank you for helping the channel grow. Thank you for your questions and your comments and concerns. That helps me bring up more ideas that I can, share with you guys onto this channel, okay? So until next time, you guys stay blessed with peace, love, and high vibrations. Continue to transform to becoming the best version of yourself. Continue to figure out what career path is for you. Maybe the regular career path that society tells you is no longer for you. Maybe you should be a healer, a mentor, a coach. Maybe that's where you're being called to be. Go for it. Do it scared. Do it with anxiety and fear. Get comfortable being uncomfortable, because you deserve to live the life that you are manifesting. Peace.